How's it going? I'm Kevin Kenny. We're hanging out inside the New York City offices at Billboard magazine with the gentlemen of Why Don't We?
What's
What's
up?
going on?
Thanks for having us.
How are you doing? You're in the middle of a tour.
I'm great.
Amazing.
Cloud9.
You got a sold-out show tonight at Gramercy here in New York City. First off, congratulations on that. That deserves like a huge round of applause.
Thank you so much.
How does that feel? You were talking before about how somebody on Instagram, a fan, showed you a picture of the Gramercy billboard, and it said your name sold out. That's surreal, right?
That was pretty cool. We were just in the van. Actually, we were on the way here, and we saw that, and we were like, "Dang, that sold out looks nice."
Crazy, right?
So it's cool.
Yeah, just the fact that we started like 8 months ago, and
wild.
That these are selling out. Our fans are crazy.
Unreal.
Insane.
They're amazing.
From the sound of it, you should get used to seeing that sold out underneath your name.
I hope so. That'd be
I don't
pretty
know
cool.
if I'm ever gonna get used to it.
Yeah, right.
It's
Too surreal.
unreal, yeah.
Become old hat pretty soon. I want to take it back that you just mentioned that you started 9 months ago. Before you guys were a group, you were all solo artists.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So,
That's correct.
and you were kind of, the bond initially was off of the music that you guys all liked. You guys like similar artists. I'm curious, who inspired you early on? Like, who were some
that's
artists
a
that
good
you guys
question.
bonded over?
That's a good
when you're coming
Me
together?
personally, I would say Drake, just because he keeps dropping music like left and right.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, even as a solo artist, it was kind of hard on my own to do that. And, I was like trying to put out as much music as I could. But once I was in this group, it was like we had so many creative minds flowing that we
Once
always
we're
are
together,
working.
we just kind of, get ideas off of each other. And it's just like a big collaboration
The
thing.
creative
Yeah.
juices start.
Yeah, we're all like the same person.
It's magic.
So it's but inspiration for you?
Probably like Ed Sheeran. Or
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah,
Sure, I'm
from a
gonna go with,
songwriting standpoint.
Ooh, and
Yeah,
at our live
absolutely.
show, he does his loop pedal. And, with his guitar.
Yeah, no, of
he-
course.
yeah. And we loved that idea, so we hooked it up to like all of our instruments. We
No
play
way.
like
Are you incorporating that now?
yeah, we do
Yeah,
like a
yeah.
thing with the cello and the beat pad and the piano and guitar. So we like switch it up, and we kind of took that from him and got inspired. So
That's really cool.
he's super cool.
So Drake, Ed Sheeran, anybody else that come to
I'm
mind?
gonna go with John Bellion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
John
Yes.
Bellion is
I like that a lot.
Man, he's doing everything right now.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he's-
he's a killer.
he's
He just does him, and that's
Yeah.
what we kind of want to do too. So
He did a really cool thing with his album art, last album.
Yes,
He made it look
he
like
did.
Pixar.
Yeah.
It's really neat.
Oh yeah.
now he's
That's
working with
sick,
Pixar.
yeah.
I don't know how
Is
he
he
thinks
really?
about that
I'm
Yeah.
so, 'cause he was saying that. He said he
Yeah,
moved
he
the album
really
that way
wanted
because he
to.
wanted to work with Pixar.
Yeah.
That's
So
awesome.
Good
Yeah.
for him.
Anything's possible, I guess. So I guess that's a nice mix of eclectic musical taste. I know Justin Bieber was kind of an inspiration, right?
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
Bieber.
Sure.
One of you actually attended a Justin Bieber concert early on. Who was that?
Yeah, that was me.
That was you,
Back
okay.
in like 2009, I saw him. He was like 15 years old, and he played in front of an arena of people, and I was like, holy crap.
That's crazy.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, that's what you can do, right? Put your mind to it. So what was the final? I don't want to say final straw, but what made you guys finally decide? Look, we're all doing our own things on our own. We're all solo artists. We'd be stronger. We'd be better. It'd be just cool to come together as a group.
Yeah, I think just exactly
you just
that.
summarized it.
Yeah.
You just said it.
Pretty good.
The thought of having 4 other guys kind of in the same position and being able to experience this with 4 other guys.
That's
who,
what the best thing is.
Yeah,
like,
and we knew
Really
each
into it.
other from different things. Like Jack, how you know?
Yeah,
you knew all. Of
yeah. I knew everybody. So I knew Zach and Corbin. I did a tour with them.
Okay.
I met Jonah at a show, and then I met Daniel at some project.
We did like a thing together. Yeah.
All right.
and
So we all knew each other pretty well.
So there was just
Yeah.
always a vibe there. There was
Yeah,
just always
yes.
chemistry.
We were
I
always
mean-
close beforehand, and so when the idea was brought up, we were like, "Why
Why don't we?
and that's
Yeah.
that's pretty
I
much
was
how the
gonna-
name came about. Yeah.
And I was gonna say that's a really nice segue. Is the name kind of is born out of that mentality?
Totally.
Yeah.
Is there anything more to the name, or is it really just that natural? Is it,
Yeah.
why don't we
Well,
do this?
it was natural at first, but we kind of were thinking about it. We were like, you can apply this to so many like spontaneous situations. Like,
Mhm.
why don't we go do this? Why don't we go do that? Like, it's such a common thing for people to say. So we were like, okay, that's pretty catchy.
Why
But
don't we
also,
spread
like,
positivity?
yeah, exactly. That's what I was about to say. You can turn it into kind of different slogans and try to make an impact on the world in some way. And so that's pretty cool too. So
That's what we
it's
do
stuck.
it for.
That's awesome. So let's talk about this debut EP. I mean, it's crazy. The success you've had since you formed last fall
Thank you.
is amazing. But this EP went to the top of the charts on iTunes, knocked Harry Styles off top pop albums. That's a mighty statement, for a former
Which
boy.
is crazy.
Yes.
I mean,
I
all the
can't believe
EPs,
that.
it's been crazy. From the first one, only the beginning,
Yeah.
and just we'd been a band. I mean, we put out our first song, "Taking You," and like a week of being a band,
Yeah.
and then put out the EP like the next week, and it started charting.
That's
And then after
crazy.
that, Something Different, one of my favorites, that one
Same.
hit. I think it was right in between Bruno and Ed Sheeran
It's wild.
on the charts.
yeah.
And we were like, well, what is happening?
Is there a glitch? Is this a
Yeah,
mistake?
yeah,
Right, there
in
is.
the last
Somebody
one.
hacked?
Glitch in the
Yeah, and then the
system.
last EP, Why Don't We Just, we actually put it out as a surprise. EP. And the
You
day
announced it like
before-
the next day you put it
yeah,
out,
day
right?
before
Yeah.
we put it out, we were like, "Hey, we're putting out an EP," and
Yeah.
it was
It's very
that's
Drake
kind of
movie,
yeah, that's
right?
our philosophy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just like keep working and keep putting out music, and we wanted to just surprise the fans with an EP.
Honestly, we were thinking like maybe top 20, top 10, and then
It
we
hit
got
number one.
Number one, and we're like, oh my gosh. We woke up to that.
Our
Yeah.
fans
It's
go
insane.
so hard.
Yeah,
Our
and
fans are the
all
best.
3 EPs have been like consistently in the top 20 on the pop charts too this entire
Yeah,
time,
they're
which
still
is
there.
It's
Like, we're,
great
like, right
music.
next
I
to
didn't know
the
where we were
same.
gonna
Thank
get, because I kind of got
Thanks.
introduced to you guys, through you coming in and performing for us here, and it just like I was actually across the way, and I heard I had to come over, and it was
Thank
just
you,
it really
thank
no,
you.
it cuts through.
Yeah.
And it's great music.
Thank
you know
you
what
so
I mean?
much.
Thank you.
Now I want to talk about the fans. You brought up the fans, and it's incredible just this connection. You have over 1 million followers on Instagram. You've got 38 million YouTube views. It's really amazing in such a short amount of time. What do you attribute that to? I mean, it's been so fast paced. I wonder if you even have time to stop and try to attribute it to something. But what do you guys chalk it up to?
honestly, it just comes down to the fans, and our fans do the best job of just spreading everything that we do, and they love doing it, and they love forming friendships with other people through the internet, and there's so many like group chats and stuff on Twitter of all these fans like making friends and stuff. So
It's
they
like
just they do
we
it
work
that way.
hard for them, and they work just as hard for us. Like,
Exactly, that's
it's
the best way
crazy.
to put
And that's what just gets me so mind blown is that they make friends off of us.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
it's
crazy?
crazy.
The
It's
community
crazy,
that
you
you
know,
guys
yeah.
have created.
It's
Yeah,
almost
It's
like
such
a
a blessing
It's
to-
almost
to have that.
Yeah.
It's almost like a family vibe, almost.
That's
like
cool.
Like they
it's
come to
like a
our
big-
shows to meet the people they met on the internet. 'Cause
You
of
guys are
us.
your
And
own
it's just
social
weird. Yeah,
network.
yeah,
You guys
yeah.
are your own.
It's a
you know
weird
what I
thing.
mean?
Yeah,
There's
it's
Facebook, there's Instagram,
We
and
need
there's
a
Why
why
Don't
don't
We?
we app.
Oh my
There's
gosh.
an idea.
Yeah.
There's an idea. Now, you guys aren't just performers. You're performers, but I think what's interesting about you guys is that I think if you put it all together, you guys play like 25 different instruments.
Yeah,
That's
That's
why
correct.
mostly all him.
Well, Daniel
He-
does.
he plays
we-
a lot of
I mean,
them.
we play guitar, piano. He plays like all the weird, crazy.
All the weird.
Yeah.
The
Alright.
You want to
kazoos,
give
he
him a
busts out
list?
the
Daniel,
kazoos.
we got to name
Daniel,
him.
You
hit
gotta
him.
What's
name
the
them all.
weirdest instrument you
Uh,
play?
Pull out your
Weirdest
I'm putting you
Bible.
on blast over here. You gotta tell us. What's like the
Weirdest
weirdest
one?
most
I feel like people when I say the mandolin. That's
You play the
kinda weird.
mandolin?
Play the mandolin,
Alright.
or the cello is my favorite one to play.
Really?
Um,
That's the big one. Is that the big one you
that's
stand
the big
up?
one. Yeah, or the stand-up bass. That one's.
How do you start playing the
Fun.
cello?
I don't know.
Just one day you're bored.
Anything
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
strings,
I was
he
at- I
knows
was actually
how to
at-
play it.
A high school. I was in like 8th grade, and the high school by me had like a orchestra class. I didn't really go into the class, but
Okay.
I just picked one up because I was in the school to visit my brother. Who
Okay.
was in
So
high
you were
school.
trespassing. Let's be clear here. And then
I
you-
had a guest pass, to be fair.
Oh, okay.
Right. And I was with my mom. But anyways, I just picked it up and started messing with it, and I was like, Mom, can I please get one? And I saved up and got a cello, and then just started messing around with it.
Right. That's awesome, dude.
Thank you.
So,
Yo, you-
any other like eccentric other than? I mean, is that the?
You
Should I just
still
list
gotta
them? Should I
know.
just
You
list
still
them?
gotta like name all of them.
Yeah.
All right. Guitar, piano, cello, stand-up bass, violin, viola, ukulele, banjo, piano. Did I say piano?
You said
I
piano.
Definitely said piano. Drums. What else?
I don't even know what some of those are.
Saxophone. Yeah.
He has so many he can't
remember.
Do you
but-
play the oboe?
You play the oboe?
I haven't tried, but if
Oh,
you hand me an
you gotta
oboe,
play-
You got- you gotta
learn how to
play the
I'll
oboe.
figure it out.
Maybe on
No,
the
but he
next-
could go on for like ever. I mean,
Thank you.
you know.
But-
SpongeBob 7 hours later transition.
That's got to be something you guys
So-
pride yourself on, though,
Those
right?
things.
Like you guys got to like that's kind of separates you
It's
from a lot of the male groups or boy
For
bands that
sure.
came before you. Is just
Yeah.
how instrumental you guys are.
I think it's most fun too in our live show. Being
Yeah.
able to play instruments, it makes it fun.
Yeah, it adds like a whole different like
Yeah.
dynamic to the show, and it's
When
like
there's a cello
a-
on stage, people are like, "What is that doing?"
yeah,
on stage?
yeah, I thought this was a Why Don't We show.
Yeah.
Now, this has been a crazy year. I've said it time and time again, but it deserves to be said that many times and really reinforced because we're 9 months in or 8 months into this thing. You talk about surreal moments, right? Like you're hearing your song on Kiss FM out in LA.
Yes, it was crazy.
I'd love to just go down the line just for each of you. What's like the most surreal, craziest moment that you've all each individually for the band gone through over the past?
I think hearing our song on the radio was a big thing for me, because we were all sitting in the car. We got news that our song was going to play on the radio at like 9 o'clock, right? And we were just sitting in there waiting, top 9 at 9, and then it came on, and it was such a big moment for us, because like it was
Yeah.
a premiere of something
We
different on the
freaked
radio.
out.
I
Yeah,
think
that's-
for me, it was probably the first time we had finished a song and put it out together.
Mm-hmm.
Just because we were all doing our own thing as solo artists, and when that song came out, it was like exactly what we wanted to do with our careers. I felt like, and in that moment, we were like, man, this is magic. Like it was just such an amazing feeling, and still is. We still have that feeling. So.
For me, I feel like it was this tour, like, because we all talked about the beginning of the Something Different tour. We're all like, what if we sold this whole thing out? Like, that'd be crazy.
We were like joking about it though.
We're like joking about it, and literally the fans just went so hard, and it's like almost all sold out. It's crazy. It's like,
That is wild, man.
Yeah. For me, I actually finished my final exam of high school while Something Different was playing on the radio.
Are you
So
serious?
to me, that kind of like
How do you focus?
I don't know, but that kind of signified, like, for me, like the next chapter of my life and our lives.
Yeah.
And so that was like a super crazy moment for me. Like, whoa, like I'm done with this high school thing. Now we're on to the rest of the world.
He clicked
so.
the button
I think
to
Now we're on
end
to
his
something
final
different.
exam.
I
as it
think
was on the
I
radio.
think for me it was seeing the EP at #1 on the
Yeah.
charts. It was insane. I mean, it was just like, wow, this is real. Like, this is
Yeah.
happening. Man.
Well, it's so funny, you name dropped Ed Sheeran. It's just a songwriter you really respect, and to see
Yeah.
your name right alongside his
It's crazy.
this
It's
fast and
insane.
this early on, it's just
Insane.
remarkable.
Thank you.
You're in the midst of this tour, as we keep reminding everybody, and tickets are still available, by the way. You can go to, is it whydon'twe.com?
Why don't
Why
we
don't we
music?
music?
Music.com,
Yes,
and of
yes.
course, that's where they can find all your social media.
Yep.
And again, the tickets are going fast, but there probably are still maybe a few you
There's
can
a
kind
few
of
left.
check
There's
There's
out.
a few
left
cities
in
that, yeah.
A few cities.
What can they expect? This being your biggest tour yet, you did a smaller one late last year or earlier this year. This is the biggest one yet. What can they expect from this tour?
A
From the
whole
tour.
lot of new music.
Whole lot
I
of new
mean,
music.
we've been working so
Yes.
hard since the last tour on new music, so whole lot of that.
I think you just got to come out to a show and check it out.
That's one thing.
Hey, experience
There's
it.
Hey, we
not
can't
much
say too
else
much.
We can say.
Well,
A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
absolutely. And tour wraps mid-August. What's the back half or fall of 2017? What can we expect? All the Why Don't We watching right now? What can they expect from you guys?
Oh man.
Music?
more music.
Continuous work. So
Yeah.
like I said, it's our philosophy to just keep working, keep creating. So
Amazing things are in the
Yeah.
works.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Absolutely.
You just gotta stay tuned to find out.